Hi guys, this is Omer from MMOHut.com, and I'm doing another quick weekly recap of MMO news and announcements for the week ending February 6th. And as you can see from the video playing in the background, the first piece of news that we're going to take a look at has to do with Forsaken World. And the news is that Forsaken World is officially launching on March 23rd, 2011. So starting March 23rd, guys, the game will be open to everyone in both the US and Europe, and there won't be any more character wipes. Yep, that's right. March 23rd is the official launch, and that's after 4 rounds of closed beta testing. It feels like the game has been in closed beta now forever, but at least now we're going to know the game is going to launch with a ton of content, because in each round of closed beta testing, Forsaken World got a lot of new stuff in each round, so at least the game is going to launch with a lot of stuff to do. Next up, guys, Area Games released an update for Kitsu Saga, which increased the level cap from 61 to 70, as well as adds a whole bunch of other stuff to the game, including new class-based as well as general quests to the game, 4 new instance dungeons, new NPCs, and a new Heavenly Rights Garden where players can go guild versus guild battles against each other with up to 100 versus 100 battles. Now, the trailer you're seeing in the background is actually one of the first launch trailers for Kitsu Saga. Not exactly sure why it's so dark, but you know what, guys? It is a bit dark. And it's actually developed by the same guys behind Grand Fantasia, if you're curious. Now, this update actually went live on January 28th, so I probably should have mentioned this one last week. Next up, guys, on January 31st, 2010, Area Games announced they are beginning their closed beta sign-up phase for Realm of the Titans. Now, Realm of the Titans itself is a 3D fancy Dota-style MMO, which is apparently developed by pro Dota players, apparently. Now, gameplay-wise, as you can see, the game actually looks a lot like League of Legends, Avalon Heroes, and Heroes of New Earth. So ever since Dota got really popular on Warcraft 3, it seems like a lot of companies are trying to make their own Dota-style games. So this game is actually Chinese developed, and it will be published on Area Games. It's expected to go live sometime on late March, so you can expect open beta late March or early April. Almost forgot what month comes after March. Up next, guys, Lucent Heart begins its next phase of closed beta testing on February 10th. And you can get your closed beta keys for Lucent Heart on MMOHut.com/giveaways. Now, Lucent Heart is a 3D dating MMO published by Game Mania, the same guys behind Hero 108 Online. Now, what exactly a dating MMO is, I'm not exactly sure, but the game does begin its closed beta testing on February 10th, so you can find that for yourself. And the beta event is actually called Prepare for Love. You can tell that guy is evil because his eyes are glowing red. Up next, guys, on February 1st, 2011, G-Potato announced that Ica Online will be open to all European users starting February 17th. Now, I'm not exactly sure why they're doing this, because a while ago when the game launched right out of open beta, G-Potato actually ended up banning all European IP addresses because they didn't have the license to the region, but apparently now they do, so it's kind of confusing. But the different version of Ica, which is published by T3 Fun, is also still around, so I'm not sure why they couldn't just do this from the start, but I don't know. Up next, guys, on February 1st, 2011, Perfect World Entertainment announced that Perfect World Genesis, the latest expansion to the game, will be launching on March 2nd. And the new Genesis expansion pack adds a whole ton of stuff to the game, including a new race called the Earth Guard, as well as 2 new classes, the Seeker and the Mystic. And these classes each come with 24 new skills. The Genesis update also adds a ton of little features to the game, including new cities, new guild bases, which is actually a new feature in the game, as well as a new rune crafting skill. Plus, there are new territories for the territory war system. And once again, this update is going live on March 2nd, 2011. One thing I've noticed is that Perfect World Entertainment does an awesome job keeping Perfect World up to date, because this is yet another major expansion for the game. Next up, guys, on February 2nd, 2011, Remnant Knights began its closed beta testing phase. So yes, guys, another game starting its closed beta testing phase. So a lot of games going into closed beta this week. And Remnant Knights itself is a 3D, cartoony, anime-inspired, fancy MMORPG published by a new company called Game Samba. The game promises to offer player housing, fun mounts, crafting, enchanting, and PvP. Now, I'm not sure what fun mounts are, but those mounts better be fun. Players can get closed beta keys for Remnant Knights on MMOHut.com/giveaways. Next up, on February 16th, a major update for Vindictus is launching, and that's right after Valentine's Day. And this latest update to the game will introduce 6 bonus chapters of content to the game, as well as increase the level cap from 44 to 60. So that's actually a huge increase from the other updates weren't that massive over there. And it'll also introduce new areas to the game, including Hoarfrost Steppes, and I know what you're thinking, that's H-O-A-R Frost Steppes. Though Hoarfrost Steppes itself sounds kind of funny. The other new area is Hilder Forest. This latest update also adds 2 new game modes to Vindictus called Hero and Gauntlet. Right around the launch of this update, players can also start expecting Valentine's Day events for Vindictus, as well as all of Nexon's games. For those in Europe, unfortunately there is still no launch date for Vindictus in the EU. Now, I'm actually kind of surprised it's taking them this long. I personally think they should just get rid of the IP restrictions and let everyone play on the one global server. I think that would make a lot more sense, but it's up to Nexon. When I find out more, I'll definitely include it in a video, as well as on MMOHut.com/news. Up next, guys, on February 3rd, Mythion begins closed beta testing. So yes, guys, another game beginning closed beta testing. Unfortunately, Mythion has actually went through the whole beta testing process in the past. It actually went all the way into the open beta, and for some reason it kind of disappeared, and the game was kind of dead for a while, and now it's relaunching again. The problem was that UTV True Games had a lot of trouble with the game's developer, but now UTV True Games themselves are developing Mythion, so there shouldn't be any more problems. So the game itself is not dead. It began its closed beta testing again on February 3rd. Unfortunately, there is no set release date or open beta date for the game yet, but it's still good to see the game is still around. And the video I'm showing you guys right now is actually an old Clash preview trailer from Mythion. I don't think they've released any new videos, which is why I'm using this one. Up next, guys, actually a bit of sad news. Fantasy Earth Zero, which is being published by GamePot USA, is being shut down. The official day when the game will actually close down is on March 21st. So until March 21st, players can keep playing Fantasy Earth Zero. In fact, it's actually a 400% boost experience and a lot of other events going on right now. It's kind of sad to see Fantasy Earth Zero shut down because the game was available in Japan for some over 5 years, and it sucks to see the game shut down in the US so soon. Now, once Fantasy Earth Zero shuts down, GamePot USA has only one other game, and that's Mirror 2, unless they launch a new game in between then. Next up is actually another bit of sad news. Company of Heroes Online is shutting down its beta on March 31st, and that's actually its open beta. But unfortunately, the game is expected to fully shut down on March 31st. So even though it sounds like the game is only closing down its beta, players expect the game to fully close. It's always sad to see a free-to-play MMORPG die, and Company of Heroes is no exception. I suspect the reason behind the game's shutdown is the fact that the game really couldn't attract a big enough audience to keep it going. Perhaps the game will relaunch at a future date, but not much is really known right now. And yeah, anyway guys, since we have no games that are launching soon or recently launched, that's it for MMO news and announcements for the week ending February 6, 2011. If you want to read about or learn more about any of the announcements I mentioned in this video, head on over to MMOHut.com/news. Anyway guys, this is Omer, signing off.